You just quoted them
No,
praising you.
look,
Okay, I got another one for you. You made your answer. I got another one. You don't like the EU. You don't like the UN.
We're not talking about the UN.
But I quoted the UN to you. You're still talking about the EU. We moved on from the EU.
Look, Petty, you finish everything you want to say about the UN.
So Ranil Crash really crashed and burned in this interview. In my opinion, he made a total fool of himself. But there are some people who say that he's been ambushed and that it was really unfair. Some of the questioning was too aggressive and they didn't give him a chance to speak. People have commented on the interviewer, saying that Mehdi Hassan was biased. They were saying that there was pro-LTTE talking points. They were saying that it was an ambush. A lot of people seem to feel a little bit sorry for Ranil Wickremesinghe, and I think I can't let that stand. Firstly, there's nothing to feel sorry about Ranil Wickremesinghe because it's clear that this was an interview designed as a sort of a branding exercise. It's a marketing exercise. Mr. Wickremesinghe should have known that these allegations of human rights violations and war crimes during the final stages of the war would be a central focus of this interview. So why wasn't he better prepared? Ranil himself mentioned briefly that during the final stages of the war, he was actually in Europe, in England, trying to negotiate a ceasefire. It was Mr. Wickremesinghe that supported international pressure against Sri Lanka during the final stages of the war. This perhaps Ranil Wickremesinghe's central failing in this interview is that he allowed the framing and the narrative of the war to be completely one-sided, and he didn't make an attempt to correct it. Was he being bullied by the audience? Of course, but as a 45-year career politician, a former 4-time, 6-time prime minister, former president, cabinet minister, he should be able to handle a little bit of tough questioning, and I think that's sort of the point, is that these people have not been really exposing themselves to real questioning by real journalists, and then when they meet one, they're suddenly stunned and they don't know what to do. If he was unable to defend his own record or unwilling to defend his own record, he should have at least tried to lay the blame at the Rajapaksas, but that also is something that he can't do because now he depends on some of those voters. In which case, he at least needs to defend our military and our armed forces. Did you hear Mr. Wickremesinghe say that, don't disparage our forces because of the actions of a few who may have committed war crimes? The entire military made enormous sacrifices. He was sitting in London, which was one of the epicenters of LTTE propaganda, organizing, fundraising. This is well documented. What you would expect from a sophisticated politician is an answer that suggests that the war was complicated, the end of the war itself was extremely complicated, that a large portion of Sri Lanka are happy that the LTTE were militarily defeated, that there's a strong sense that the LTTE had to be defeated in order for there to be peace, that in ending any war against a brutal terrorist organization, you're always going to have collateral damage and civilian casualties.